What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, I want to talk a little bit about Terence Bud Crawford. Now, you guys know he is the 147-pound WBO champion and arch nemesis to Errol the True Spence Jr. Now, he's also seen as one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. And honestly, guys, I contribute that to the fact that he lives a fighter lifestyle. You never see Terence Bud Crawford out of shape, even when he's not fighting. He's a gym rat. So when he does go into camp, he's focused on working on his skill set rather than losing weight. And it's a lot of fighters out there like that, like Floyd Money Mayweather in his prime. We had Manny Pacquiao. He was the same in his prime. And even Jermell Charlo, he's like that as well. You never see him out of shape, and he's been very successful in his division. He is the undisputed champion in his division. And I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of other fighters that live that type of lifestyle. But, you know, you do have outliers who don't live that lifestyle, and they're still successful. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the fighter that lives the fighter lifestyle that has the most success in the boxing game. Now let's talk about the stuff with the David Avanesyan fight. Terence Bud Crawford was guaranteed $10 million for this fight. It's been confirmed that he's guaranteed $10 million for the fight. He did an interview with Brian Custer, and he says he's already got half the money up front, and I guess he's going to get the other half when the fight happens. And it's a one-fight deal with BOK Prime. Now, I know a lot of people are upset that this fight is taking place, and the Errol Spence Jr. fight is not taking place. Him and Errol Spence Jr. is not taking place. You guys remember after Errol Spence won the fight with Yordenis Ugas, he was in the ring. He said he wanted Terence Bud Crawford next, and you know, everybody was excited for it. The fight was being built up months and months for months, and they were in negotiations, and then all of a sudden it fell through. It's not happening this year. Now, I will say this: I think the fight does happen. I think it will possibly happen next year. Terence Crawford did say he wanted to go back into talks with Errol Spence Jr. after this David Avanesyan fight. And the fight with David Avanesyan takes place next month, guys, December the 10th. It'll be happening in Omaha, Nebraska on BOK Prime. So I know it was a lot of finger pointing. You know, some people blaming Terence Bud Crawford for the fight not happening. Some people blaming Errol. Some people blaming the PBC. It was just a lot of, you know, blame being thrown around. And honestly, guys, I'm seeing the silver lining in this. Like I said, you have Terence Bud Crawford facing off against David Avanesyan, who's known as somewhat of a power guy. He's making $10 million. This is a guaranteed purse. So that's a no-brainer to me. If you're going to get money up front, you need to go ahead and take that money. That's number one. With the fight with Errol Spence Jr., he wasn't really guaranteed, had a guaranteed purse. It was more of a back-end thing. So him taking this fight and getting the money up front for a glorified tune-up, some people might call it, it's a smart move when it comes to business. He does have a family. It is prize fighting, so why not take this fight? Second of all, why not get in the ring and face a fighter who's known for, you know, having some power, and make sure you're right before you go into this fight with Errol the True Spence Jr. And the same can be said for Errol. If he goes into a fight with Keith One-Time Thurman, who's somewhat of a mover in the same sense as Terence Bud Crawford, he can get a little work in, and then both of those guys, if they do win these fights, when they do meet up, they're going to be sharp and they're going to be on top of their game. So it is a silver lining to this, and I know some people don't want to hear that because they have to wait, you know, but sometimes, you know, we should be used to this by now, not getting what we want in the time that we want it. But I think the fight will happen because it's a high demand for it, and it's going to make money. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. So I want to see how both of these guys look in their next fights. Now, we haven't heard anything about Errol yet. with Keith Thurman. I'm thinking he's probably going to take the fight due to the fact that he could possibly be stripped. And, that's going to kill his dream of becoming undisputed at 147 pounds, or make it more difficult for him to obtain that. So he's probably going to take that fight. I think it's a good idea that he takes it. And he's never faced a fighter quite like, Keith Thurman. Like I said, I put him in the same mind of a Terence Bud Crawford because he's a mover. I will say Terence Bud Crawford has a better skill set than Keith Thurman, but I think it would be good for Errol Spence Jr. to get that work in his next fight. But you guys tell me what you think about Terence Bud Crawford getting a $10 million guarantee. He's already got half the money now. Do you think it was a smart move on his part? Do you think, both of these fighters fighting, someone else before they go back into negotiations, do you think that's a good idea? Or are you still mad that the fight didn't take place in November on the 19th? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.